Alrighty, chat. It's been like exactly 2 days since I last streamed. First, you can do an intro. Almost said intro. I meant to mention intro. We're first, you're gonna do intro this week. Intro. Almost said intro. I meant to mention intro. We're first, you're gonna do intro. My goodness. But yo, what's good, chat? How y'all feeling today? I'm feeling blessed. Back was more of me playing Fortnite and going to most likely play Fortnite with my homie AZ. Hopefully everything seems smooth and reasonable. And I'm gonna head to bed like 3 o'clock or 3:15. I'd say so, but anyway, without further ado, let's get straight to the shit. Watch the live action trailer. Excuse me, chat. The shock and awesome. I love Epic Game, but I don't necessarily like the CEO. I don't necessarily love the CEO, actually. And obviously, YouTube is gonna keep it private of what I specifically mentioned about that. But man, it's been 2 days. I've been busy. I've been busy recording The Walking Dead Season 1 Let's Play. I'm gonna definitely consider editing some and uploading. Real shit. Dual Expert, we should definitely consider playing that. And I'm definitely gonna play Zero Build because AZ doesn't. I mean, he likes playing Fortnite, but then there's Build, so you know. Right, live action trailer. Attention, soldiers! The island needs you. It's all hands on deck to defeat the insect adversaries. Okay, it's gonna take quite a while for me to process in terms of pronouncing it, and sometimes AZ is like, "Oh, it's that. That's how you pronounce it." I'm like, okay. Regardless of the tone, you could have had a righteous tone, but overall, you know, as according to certain biblical theories, in terms of being righteous overall, regardless of the moral sinful behaviors and regardless of your morality, like regardless of your moral character. But obviously YouTube's gonna keep it private of what I specifically mentioned about that, like towards him overall. But anyway, yeah, without further ado, let's get straight to the shit overall. So yeah, crawling to the surface, battle royale, shock and awesome begins tomorrow actually, because August 7th tomorrow. Yo, what is good, King M? How you feeling, brother? My bad for not streaming 2 days ago. And yeah, I've been busy because I had to attend a meeting yesterday. So I've been busy, real shit. But yeah, I'm gonna play with subs later today, so I'm gonna stream later today. Walking in Season 1 can wait, because I've already completed all of Episode 2. You'll be sure to see that once I upload those episodes. Upload, excuse me. Anyway, enjoy. Oh my goodness. Hold up, King M. The bugs look like animatronic bugs. Because they are big as hell. I mean, spiders were bigger during the ancient era, but overall, I'm just saying. Yeah, they're not actually bugs. Oh! Okay, I see you. I see you, baby girl, handling business. Oh, god damn. It's like a Transformers season's real shit. King M. I'm actually gonna playing with my homie because I actually mentioned to him that I may possibly play with him. Unless you want me to just end the stream and play with him later today, but I'm gonna see if he answers. If he doesn't, then I'll possibly play with you. But yeah, don't be like, oh, you should play with me today because you mentioned it now. I get to choose. I'm not being arrogant. I'm being humble because the way you mention it seems quite arrogant. But overall, King M, I'll be sure to play with you. Just give me a minute. Let me see if he answers. If he answers, then possibly later today. Because I gotta get a haircut later today, but that's just a bit busy where you're just getting your hair done, like getting it situated. But then afterwards, I'm gonna take a shower, take care of business afterwards, or before I take the shower actually. And then after I get finished taking the shower, I'm gonna get finished watching Monday Night Raw, and then overall play with my subs, just subs. Man, I have to real shit play with my subs, real shit. Like, be consistent with that shit. Nah, you good, King M, but the way you mention it, like, oh, you should play with me, like, And I'm mentioning that I'm not arrogant, which obviously I'm not because, like I mentioned, I'm without sins, without mistakes, and very righteous in terms of me being a virtue. But, like, this is a cool skin. But I need plenty of V-Bucks, so we definitely gotta consider grinding, because tomorrow is that day. So grinding begins. And once I get a battle pass, I gotta play every day. I really should have to. Because sometimes when I don't play Fortnite much, it's because it's not what it used to be, and I'm gonna be honest with you all. I mean, yeah, Fortnite occurred at one time, like when Fortnite OG occurred, but that's just Fortnite OG. Yeah, Fortnite is not what it used to be. Oh my fucking goodness. Oh my goodness, man. Alright, I'm gonna call him though. Plus, I have to head to bed potentially, so we'll possibly play later today about the just overall. But yeah, that's not like a bug season, like insects roaming, but yeah, it was good. They're like animatronic bugs, like some type of creatures. What's that? I man. Yeah, typically I laugh regardless of like what he mentioned. Obviously, YouTube's gonna keep it private of what I specifically mentioned about that, of what I specifically mentioned about that. But overall, like, I'm like, like I chuckle a bit quietly. People wouldn't notice that. My goodness. My bad for touching my mic. I was just ensuring that's still down to ensure I'm unmuted, which obviously I am. You all can hear me talking. Anyway. Obviously I am. You all can hear me talking. Hmm. I can't hang out with Natalie this week because. Alright, give me a minute, chat. My sister was talking to me about something personal. Well, you know. Huh? Well, anyway, overall, like, anyway, I'll be back. So I'm muted on AZ call, so he wouldn't, know. Are you gonna sleep, what, with your future husband, or do you prefer going forth because maybe ask for a second reason? When are you gonna find a guy, like, somewhere in middle school? When are you gonna find a guy? When are you gonna find a boy or a guy or whatever? Why not before? You started being a relationship. Oh. Why is that okay? You don't want to find it because, or it depends on if you can handle it. Huh? Anyway, I'm gonna. Alright, I'm back. Chat. My bad, I was doing something.
Okay, it's okay.
You down to hop on Fortnite, real quick?
Yeah.
Alright, man. Cause 3 something I'm gonna head to bed, or just head to my room.
What?
3 something I'm gonna head to bed.
Okay.
Alright, I'm back. Chat. My bad.
Mikey,
Well, Huh?
remember that thing we used to do?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't hear anything.
Give me a sec.
My bad, I was doing something. You down to hop on Fortnite, real quick? Alright, man. Cause 3 something I'm gonna head to bed, or just head to my room. 3 something I'm gonna head to bed. Cause 3 something I'm gonna head to bed, or just head to my room. 3 something I'm gonna. Yeah, I mentioned, oh my gosh, when he's like, what? Because no offense, I know I'm like that as well, because my ears are fucked, which is specifically associated with my rare specific type of mental trauma, which is very rare and very temporarily, and overall very decreased, like very decreased overall, but like, when other people mention it, it's quite different. I'm not very arrogant, spoke it very clearly, regardless. Yeah, I mean? Anyway, without further ado, let's get straight to shit. He's gonna consider heading on, excuse me, hopping on. But yeah, I don't know offense, but I don't honestly like when he's like, oh, we gotta focus on eliminating the players when we can talk and eliminate players simultaneously. Like, my homie Andrew doesn't necessarily care, despite me interacting with my homie Andrew IRL compared to AZ IRL. Yeah, I mean? Which I'm gonna head to Los Angeles, California, hopefully this year. It's all about saving the money. And I mentioned to him, and he's like, it's not about the money. I'm like, to save it for a flight, it definitely is. No offense. But obviously, YouTube's gonna keep it private of what I specifically mentioned about that shit overall. Yeah, I mean? Anyway, yeah, like I mentioned, without further ado, let's get straight to shit. I'm gonna hop into a match, though. Could I possibly change my skin? No, it looks perfect. Hold on, there's one skin I unlocked. Well, obviously, because I bet my locker's gonna be full as hell. Just like how streamers that started Chapter 1 Season 1, majority of them, I'm pretty sure, they, like, have a full, like, long-ass locker, like, with plenty of skins. Like, that line, that line that goes down, that white line? It's like, tiny because of how huge your locker is. But I actually prefer wearing this. So, Robin. I'm looking forward to next season. I mean, I wouldn't necessarily get the battle pass, really.
Are you there?
I possibly could, but who knows? Yeah.
Okay. Give me a sec. I'm almost done.
I'm in.
I was playing Genshin, so yeah. I'm almost done.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. But anyway, what do you think of my friend? That the girl.
I'm not unmuted, dude. I'm gonna mute myself for.
Yeah.
Oh, hold on. Give me a minute, chat. I didn't necessarily mean to mute my mic. Oh yeah, I muted my mic because of yeah, he was mentioning to me about something. But anyway, let's land here.
Someone got
Chat.
kidnapped in California.
Wow.
Yeah. Can you go on Google? A girl's missing in Fremont.
Hold up. Let me land somewhere where there's not much players, and I'll be sure to search it up. Alrighty. All right. Let me search it up. In Fremont, California.
Yeah.
All right. Missing Fremont teen Katie Hong. Wow. Apparently, that guy was the one who kidnapped her. Was a sex offender because the way he attempted to kidnap and actually attempted it. Too much lust in this world, chat. No, I'm saying like the way he kidnapped that girl.
What's the girl's name?
Katie Hong. It's BS, man.
Yeah.
People just like to lust because I feel like the whole point why there's more girls than boys to get kidnapped is because of lust. If a boy kidnaps a boy, then it's for murder. People just like to lust because I feel like right. And I mentioned teen because that's what I mentioned because like the age overall. But yeah, she's been an adolescent for like 6 years, like temporarily physically an adolescent. Um, or adolescent slash adult within a mortal body for like six years. Wow, jeez, man, people love to lust. Come on, bro. Like if you want to do that shit, you gotta consent. First, you gotta get to know them. That is the whole point of what the word dating means.
Yeah, that's kind of sad that the girl disappeared.
Right? You mentioned that she got kidnapped by some guy?
Yeah.
Wow, I feel like he's a lustful guy. Cause like the
Did you see the news?
huh?
Did you see the news?
No. Just FYI, your audio's going in and out from your phone.
Wait, what you say? It's cutting out?
Well, it's going in and out, not cutting out.
Oh,
Like it goes in and out, like the audio.
oh. Give me a sec.
Give me a minute, chat. Actually, I gotta see what I actually mentioned. It goes in and out, like the audio. Oh my gosh! Hold on, let me go full screen so I can like. Or adolescent slash adult. Then she got kidnapped by some guy. Wow. Wow, I feel like he's a lustful guy. Cause like the huh? No. Just FYI, your audio's going in and out from your. All right. Anyway. Oh man, my goodness. I'm never lustful. Well, obviously, you know why. I'm without sins, without mistakes, and very righteous in terms of me being a virtue. So if I look at anybody, like any girl, regardless of their age, it's out of love, not lust. Like from being a baby to a toddler to a 5-year-old to 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 years old and beyond. Like 5 years old, 6 years old, 7 years old, 8 years old, 9 years old, 10 years old, 11 years old, 12 years old, 13 years old, 14 years old, 15 years old, 16 years old, 17-year-old, 15 years old, like, excuse me, 18 years old, 19 years old, 20 years old, 21 years old. All those age I do out of love, not out of lust. Which overall, despite the age requirement laws being temporarily, and yeah, like I specifically mentioned on my like recent live streams and recent uploads, but I haven't uploaded them yet at the moment. Like it's already like officially recorded, but like I haven't necessarily uploaded them. But overall, like as I specifically mentioned on my recent streams, I go with the flow of the light of God and my Jesus Christ, divine light, in terms of me, being very obedient towards these current laws, like some of the temporary laws, obviously, especially the age requirement laws. Despite the age requirement laws being temporary, like overall, especially within this decade, which is why I'm going to remove all age requirement laws on exactly the year 2035, while I'm president, 2 years from 2033, while I first got into office, and in 2035 is like 2 years after that. Yeah, I mean, which, like I've basically mentioned, overall, once I remove all age requirement laws during that year, like of 2035, I'm either going to lower them, which is a perfect age, not out of like an age requirement, will possibly be like 7 years old, like 7 plus or 8 plus, meaning that age and beyond that age. Yeah, I mean, like for example, 7 plus through 20 plus and beyond, or 20 years old and beyond. So through those ages, so that age and beyond. So it's easy, 7 plus for some, 8 plus for some. Like majority 7 plus, majority is 8 plus, and majority is it's gonna be like a variety of age. Like for example, wedding will possibly be 5 because once you know how to walk in overall in terms of physical development, your brain has enlarged quite a bit as despite your brain being fully formed and fully developed after birth. I feel what's it called? Like as your brain enlarges, like as you grow, it's like you are aware of that mental maturity you've had since birth. Yeah, I mean, hold on, give me a minute. Give me a minute, man.
Okay.
Man, like no offense, but I was muted, so he had the right to, But just over the stress and anxiety level. Anyway, despite that, excuse me, chat. I had to clear my throat. My throat was dry and had some like mucus in there, and like, my throat. Either saliva or mucus, but it was definitely mucus. Obviously, that's the whole point why people clear their throat. Anyway, but yeah, 5 plus for a wedding because I feel like people have the right to. But for sexual consent in pregnancy, and don't be like, why exactly would you accept that or even allow that? Is because Adam and Eve, they as a soul, like them genuinely as a soul, which they have always been from the time they were within Garden of Eden until now, like that they're currently in heaven. They never died. So hear me out, chat. So yeah, they were physically a kid eternally and indefinitely, and looking and being 7 years old eternally and indefinitely. So I would possibly make it 7 plus, the Adam and Eve law, which means that if Adam and Eve did it, others could as well, which regardless, in terms of their mental maturity. So 7 plus for both sexual consent and pregnancy consent. But without necessarily any exploitation, meaning taking advantage in terms of sexual relationship, like sexual consent and pregnancy consent, and no harm, like don't force, don't harm them. But that's until next decade, don't you all worry. For now, I'm gonna possibly lower it into I'm possibly gonna lower it like to 13 plus, like of all 50 states on exactly the year 2029, which I'm going to mention to JD Vance to mention to the Congress, like the legislative branch, to lower to 13 plus. But once I'm president on exactly the year 2033, 2 years from that year, while I'm in office from the year 2033, like I'll possibly lower to like 7 plus and beyond the age in terms of their mental maturity. And plus, I had that great talk before about like how people shouldn't necessarily be lustful and just overall. You know what I mean? Anyway, let's continue overall. But anyway, yeah, people are just lustful overall. Hold on, what exactly did I specifically mention? Hold on, give me a minute. I gotta go back to what I specifically mentioned. 11, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15. Sins without mistakes and very righteous in terms of me being a virgin. So if I look at anybody, like any girl, regardless of their age, oh, I'm pretty sure I was chatting about like how I would look at them with love, you know. But considering the fact that it's unfortunately 18 plus for like all 50 states, but some of them have temporary exceptions where like it's 16 plus, like the Romeo and Juliet law or close in age Romeo and Juliet law, or possibly Romeo and Juliet for 16 plus or 14 plus, and for some states like close in age laws, which is temporarily because, you know, like I mentioned, despite the age requirement laws being temporarily, but for now it's 18 plus or 16 plus. Minority though, overall it's 18 plus, unfortunately. But overall, because it seems arrogant, like allowing individuals of that age and above to do that shit, but those below that age shouldn't necessarily, which seems arrogant. We should just ensure that they're not exploiting and harming. That's very simple, you know. As a president, you know, just ensure that they're not necessarily harming or, you know, exploiting. I meant. Ooh, damn. What I mean by exploiting, I mean like ensure like they're not necessarily exploiting. I did not necessarily mean to do that. Oh shit, I gotta get out of the storm. My goodness. Hold up. Ooh. Free loot. Oh my gosh. Are you fucking gotta be kidding me? Mini, obviously. Oh shit. Oh my gosh, we're currently in a storm. Jeez, OP. Hold on, give me a minute before I even mention more about what I'm specifically chatting about, like the Great Taco Bro. Oh, jeez. I don't have much mats. Just an FYI, player. I don't necessarily have much kills either. But anyway, like I mentioned, it's unfortunately 18 plus, but... Well, 18 plus, the minority, meaning... Like, they assume it's in terms of mental maturity, but it has nothing to do with that, and it has nothing to do with protection. I feel like... I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit. I'm just gonna talk about what I'm currently chatting about, and I'm not... But no, I even play with AZ, hold up. Yeah, they assume it's a mental maturity, but people are all their mental maturity. But I feel like maturity is associated with Satan. Like whether they're possessed by a demon or not necessarily brain enlargement. Excuse me, chat. But I feel like just, you know, Satan making him irresponsible and all that shit. So I feel it's associated with Satan. So mental immaturity is associated with Satan. Mental maturity is associated with God Almighty Jesus Christ. You know what I mean? But yeah, I'm not gonna necessarily go through all the DM of that guy, that false preacher. I've mentioned plenty about him he is just a motherfucker. He can definitely head to hell as well. He's a sinner, like the way he preaches. He's like, oh, stop. He's like, stop calling Jesus Christ God. Like, hello, he is God Almighty. He is God Almighty Jesus Christ. Yeah, I mean, like genuinely, like Jesus Christ is God Almighty and God Almighty Jesus Christ. So God Almighty Jesus Christ. Oh my goodness. And he thinks that the Earth is flat and that there's no such thing of the universe. Hello, the universe is infinite. It doesn't. It actually doesn't necessarily expand. It's actually infinite in size and it's infinite in age, meaning it won't necessarily get destroyed. Which obviously it wouldn't. It have always existed, no beginning, no ending. And Earth is not necessarily flat. It's actually the first planet. So first world overall. So first Earth. It have not always existed. It have a beginning, but no ending. So God Almighty Jesus Christ created. Other planets have a beginning but no ending because they're all gonna be like the planets we're meant to have. They're not temporarily, they're just destroyed temporarily simply because of those very ancient civilizations, which are humans overall. I'm just saying, like, during that timeline is simply because of their sin, which God Almighty Jesus Christ had to destroy those planets. But Earth, He ensured that it have life, and despite it what it is at the very moment, instead of like it being destroyed by God Almighty Jesus Christ, He's gonna partially destroy it, like the Great Flood, aka the ocean, which is a temporary one. Well, water isn't. It have always existed, but I'm referring to the Great Flood, aka the ocean itself.
Mike, you there?
Oh my goodness, hold up.
I'm probably gonna call it a night. Do you want to play tomorrow instead?
Oh, apparently we have to play tomorrow. Yeah, sure thing.
Yeah, cause I'm sorry that I what's it called skipped like did not play today with you.
No, you're good.
It's just like why I don't understand why Tiffany.
Actually, he have to head to bed, so the title is gonna remain. So I'm gonna play with him because I actually promised. So don't be like, oh, here we go, him playing with his friends, not us. Just for that, and not actually being a true supporter and being patient, like a loving supporter and being patient, then that's fucked. I'm pretty sure I mentioned it on my other stream, right? I'm pretty sure. Hope it's not on my upload, cause what if I don't have a chance to upload it? I'm gonna have to check my other stream whenever. Oh no, it was on my other stream actually. Anyway, as I was specifically mentioning, yeah, what I mean by minority, that's what they assume, but yeah, majority of the state it's 18 plus. Some of it is 16 plus. In terms of Romeo and Juliet, 16 plus or 14 plus, and then it's close in age, which all of those are temporally, despite the age requirement laws being temporally, which is why I goes the flow of the light of God Almighty Jesus Christ, divine light, you know, in terms of being obedient towards these current laws, like the temporary ones, obviously, like the taxes or the Medicaid, like how they change over time, especially the age requirement laws. Despite the age requirement laws being temporary, but that's only going to change until 4 years later, and then 10 years later, it's all going to be removed. But I'm going to choose a perfect age, not out of safety, but out of like how humans are currently at the very moment, compared to like what the future is going to possibly be like, and compared to the past. despite age requirement laws being temporarily like overall, especially within this decade until 4 years later, things are gonna possibly change. And my homie mentioned if that law changes overall, then it's gonna, change. Or like he said, if that law changes, I go according to that. Just like me, Which I wish I can drink, but hey, I drink at home. You know me. I used to vape at home. I can still vape actually. I used to vape carts at home. I don't do that at the very moment anymore. Possibly my homie could buy me some. So when I move out, I'm gonna say, hey, be sure to buy me some. You know. But then when I'm 21, I get to buy my shit. I get to buy my own shit. Cause I feel like changing the year on your license, they can notice something. So I feel like it's best to just go according to your year. Plus, I don't necessarily want to lie either. So, because it took quite a while for me to process to how it's not necessarily righteous overall if I change either my ID. Yeah, I mean, just despite the circumstance, which took quite a while for me to process, which like I specifically mentioned, back then it took me a very long while for me to process in terms of like majority of the aspects or majority of the things compared to today where it takes quite a while for me to process in terms of certain aspects or certain things overall. Yeah, I mean, which is specifically associated with my rare specific type of mental trauma, which is very rare, very temporarily, and overall very decreased overall. Yeah, I mean. But anyway, I'm gonna end right here. If you want to see more of me, but yeah, that's what I'm gonna change to like 7+, which seems reasonable. But overall, despite the age requirement laws being temporarily in just overall of what I'm obedient for, considering the fact that, like I mentioned, I go with the flow of the light of God and my Jesus Christ, divine light. In terms of me being obedient towards these like current laws, like some of the temporary laws, especially the age requirement laws, despite the age requirement laws being temporary, like temporarily. Yeah, I mean. And one thing before I actually end it though. Like temporarily. Yeah, I mean. I feel like the ratings for the game, I feel like so E for everyone. Well, it's for everyone, regardless of your age, regardless of your human stage that is within your human body. Excuse me. Within the humans, and regardless of the human stage that's within your mortal body, which is obviously a human body, but it's mortal, so yeah, I mean. But I feel like that, yeah, the ratings, yeah, E for everyone, but instead of E10, it should be E7, because I feel like, not out of mental maturity, but just when majority of people start playing video games. I mean, I'm gonna let my biological kids when they're like 5 or 6, similar to the age I started playing video games, but it depends on their mental maturity as well. So I feel like 7's the perfect age. Not to assume that all individuals are mentally mature within that age. What if 5 or 6 is, there was, because I mentioned that wedding's gonna be 5+ in the future. Well, 13+ is because I'm gonna let it align with the sexual and pregnancy consent. But when is like 2035, when I remove all age requirement laws on exactly the year 2035, wedding is 5+. Because people are mentally mature overall, but just the wedding. But in a sexual pleasure, I mean, people think that 5+, it would be dangerous in terms of their what size, like their genital size. But I say like 7+. And then that is going to be like 7+, it's going to be sexual and pregnancy consent. Despite the age requirement laws being temporary, like overall, yeah, I mean, like I feel that, in terms of free will and not necessarily like arrogant. But yeah, it's out of mental maturity overall. So for the rating, yeah, it's going to be E7. And then for T, I mean, anybody can play games like that. Like, it's not just for those who is 10. Because I feel like, but they think it's for those 13. No, people are adolescents. I feel like teen is like double digits. Even though people can't mention 10 teen, 11 teen, 12 teen. Yeah, they don't necessarily call that. Well, I'm sure they used to call that, like back then. Yo, it's good, AZ. How you feeling, brother? I'm actually gonna end the streaming quite a bit. I'm pretty sure they used to call it, like, the teen numbers, or not teens, like 10 teen, 11 teen, 12 teen. But I feel like adolescenthood, like people, temporarily, physically an adolescent within their mortal body, or adolescent/adult, which, their synonyms, like I especially mentioned on my recent streams and my recent uploads as well, but you'll see them my uploads as well. But yeah, overall, my recent streams. Could you possibly repeat that chat again? Like I've mentioned, like if you, go beyond that, like could you possibly repeat that again? AZ? But no, but yeah, adolescent/adult within the mortal body overall. Yeah, I mean, like I feel like it's 10+ to beyond the age all the way to 100 and beyond, just beyond that. But no, I feel like it should be changed to EM, meaning everyone, but it have the letter M, not word, letter M. So you gotta be, it's everyone, but mentally mature. You know what I mean? And an M rated. Are you excited for Chapter 6, Season 4? Oh yeah, I definitely am. And you're like, what I think? More like, what do I know overall? What I know is that I'm looking forward to it. I am definitely looking forward to it. Like, I know so of what I know about that I'm looking forward to next season. But I'm gonna get the OG paths. I'm gonna possibly see. But yeah, I feel like instead of T rated T, it's gonna be EM. So anything that is currently T rated, it'll be switched to EM. Especially the games that were out before, it's gonna be EM, like everyone, but you gotta be mentally mature. And for M, but 17 plus, it's not just for those of that age and above, and those below that age makes it seem arrogant. Real shit. Oh, apparently someone's inviting me, but I'm not gonna able. I don't typically play with that person that much. No offense. You know, it takes quite a while for me to process in terms of their more sensible behaviors and just overall. Yeah, I mean, AZ, could you possibly repeat that again? Because like I mentioned, I'm not able to check my chat on my phone. You may have to repeat it. And if it's like a long sentence and have that dot 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 meaning beyond that, you gotta like shorten it. Just especially for other individuals. If you're watching this, be sure to shorten it whenever you join my next streams or any streams overall. I mean, I love this season, but yeah, I'm looking for the next season. Not out of arrogance and greed, but just overall. But anyway, is it better than season 3 next season? Not really. I feel they have similarities, but I feel like next season should be improved. If not, then Fortnite is not what it used to be. Like, it's like the CEO is being arrogant, wanting to move on to something else, like just collaboration without like being simultaneous, which simultaneous is actually very like highly intelligent if you're like that, and you're actually a smartass. You're not necessarily lazy, you're not slothful, you're actually like putting the work in, you're being humble about it. Like I feel like focusing on the storyline and collaboration seems reasonable overall. And other game modes overall. I recommend getting Season 4 Battle Pass so we can roleplay. Would have to possibly see, because I am looking forward to getting the OG Pass. And plus, I'm going to get a job as well, so don't you worry, AZ. Like, you know. Be sure to help me with the battle rewards. I currently have 2, but I need like 37, you know. Gotta complete like... See, I got 5 more pages. Very simple. I understand, but I'm gonna get a job potentially, so you may have to be patient with that. I'll possibly have to like, you know. But we'll see, man. We'll see. We'll possibly see, man. But yeah, I feel like instead of 17 plus for the M rated, despite the age requirement laws being temporarily like overall, especially within this decade, like overall until like 4 years later, but overall, I feel that yeah, M rated it would just be M rated. The M rating is perfect because it just ensures that you're mentally mature. Has nothing to do with age really, like regardless of age. Because my homie Caleb, he played The Last of Us, and I'm gonna teach him about The Last of Us and what the story is about. Because real shit, even though he haven't like played it before and it's his like first time and he played a bit of it, which unfortunately he doesn't have PS Plus. Which I'm gonna consider getting him one, or unless he consider getting himself one, I'm gonna mention to him like, hey bro, like you should definitely like consider playing it and share your screen. I want to see him play it, you know, once he considers getting PS Plus again. Yeah, I mean. But I feel that, excuse me, chat. But anyway, overall, anyone have a good day for me, and my friends are going to have a good time with people who are not the same with. Could you possibly not repeat the chat but shorten it? Like what else? What exactly you specifically mentioned? Like the other part of the chat, because you know. But yeah, that's all I could possibly mention. But yeah, the M rating is great. Just remove 17 plus. Just ensure that people have to be mentally mature overall. Which I'm pretty sure GT6, the rating, the ESRB rating is gonna go according to that, like the current one, until it's changed potentially. But anyway, I'm gonna end right here, like I specifically mentioned. Which before I was gonna end it, if you want to see more of me, because I was gonna mention about the ratings, like what the ratings should possibly be. But yeah, if you want to see more of me play Fortnite overall and with AZ and just with my sub, which potentially it's me with my subs. which I'm gonna post AZ later today and then myself. But yeah, if you want to see more of me playing Fortnite, be sure to leave a comment down below. Otherwise, I'm gonna end right here. Take it easy, chat. Hi, my phone is on silent treatment of. Look, I'm not able to read the whole thing, man. Like whatever you're copying. But anyway, I'm gonna end it, man. Take it easy.